This is a DGHradio.com news and information United States Virgin Islands weather review. All right, welcome. Let's jump right in and take a look at the top weather headlines, everything you need to know to get your day started. And listen, we have to start with something really important. This is a critical safety message coming straight from the National Weather Service. And this isn't just a friendly suggestion, it's a serious warning about some pretty dangerous conditions along the coast. Okay, so let's break it all down. The big story today, for sure, is this major hazard along the coast. We're talking a high risk for rip currents, and this is especially true for St. Thomas and St. John. On top of that, there's a small craft advisory out, and looking ahead, get ready for a change, because the weather pattern is definitely going to shift, bringing us a much more unsettled and wetter weekend. So just to be super clear, the main focus today is all about safety, whether you're at the beach or out on a boat. You see, these rip currents are so dangerous because they're these powerful, fast-moving channels of water that can just sweep you away from the shore before you even know what's happening. The official advice? It's really simple. Listen to the warnings and please stay out of the water on those north-facing beaches. And hey, for everyone in our marine community, this is a really big deal. We're talking about seas hitting 7 feet or even higher, and that's absolutely no joke for smaller boats. This is something that's going to directly impact boaters, so please exercise extreme caution if you're even thinking about being out in the Atlantic or the local passages. Okay, let's zoom out for a second and take a look at the bigger picture with the tropical outlook. And you'll be happy to hear this, we've got some good news from the National Hurricane Center. Looking at the whole picture, the North Atlantic, the Caribbean, the Gulf, it's all quiet. No tropical cyclone formation is expected for at least the next 7 days. That's fantastic news. All right, now let's get into the nitty-gritty. Here's what you can expect today and tomorrow, so you can really plan things out. So if you put those coastal hazards to the side for a moment, the weather over land is going to feel, well, pretty normal for this time of year. We're looking at those seasonably warm temps with maybe a few passing isolated showers today. Now, the chances for those showers do go up a little bit tonight and then again tomorrow afternoon, but all in all, it's a pattern you're probably very familiar with for the next couple of days. Now, you will notice a little bit of a temperature difference depending on where you are today. St. Thomas and St. John, you can expect highs right around 90 degrees. But over on St. Croix, it's going to be just a couple of degrees warmer, climbing up to about 92. Okay, now let's talk about the weekend, because this is where things really start to change. We're going to see a pretty clear shift in the overall weather pattern. And here's how it's going to play out. This whole shift is being driven by a frontal boundary that's making its way toward us. As that front gets closer late Saturday, it's going to act like a magnet, just pulling more moisture into our area. And what happens when you get more moisture? Well, that's what's going to raise our chances for showers and maybe even a thunderstorm, especially as we get into Sunday. You can really see how this plays out. We'll start with pretty low rain chances on Saturday, but then watch them climb right through the weekend. By Sunday, we're looking at a 40% chance, and that could even push up to 50% by the time we get to Monday night. So what are the big takeaways here? Let's wrap it up. For today, number one priority, coastal safety. Be smart, be safe. Then, as you start making those weekend plans, you've got to factor in that wetter weather that's on its way. Other than that, you can count on things staying warm and humid with those highs hanging around 90. So definitely something to keep in mind as you map out the next few days. And that's your weather review from the DGHradio.com news and information network.